A 12-year-old girl with a backpack of crayons cracked the code that 20 elite engineers couldn't. And what the CEO offered her stunned everyone. 3 days. 20 of the sharpest engineers in Chicago. And a $200 million defense contract slipping through Sterling Dynamics' fingers like sand. On the 40th floor, error codes cascaded across a wall of glowing screens, painting the boardroom in a sinister red hue. CEO Alastair Finch, steel-haired, battle-hardened, paced like a general surveying a lost war. Project Nightingale, the drone meant to secure his company's future, was grounded by forces no one could tame. Outside, the city bustled, oblivious. Inside, tension clung to the air like static. Salvation wouldn't come from Ivy League resumes or million-dollar consultants. It would come from a quiet 12-year-old girl in sneakers, clutching a backpack of crayons. What she'd draw next would rewrite aerospace history. Just before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from today. We love seeing how far these stories reach. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's special video. Now let's jump back in. Enjoy the story. In a city of steel and glass, a 12-year-old girl held the key to a nation's defense. She just didn't know it yet. What she did with that key would change everything. The air in the boardroom at Sterling Dynamics was thick with the metallic scent of fear. For 3 days, a tense silence had been the only occupant of the vast, sterile room. Outside, the city of Chicago bustled with its usual energy, the wind from Lake Michigan a cool, indifferent observer to the storm brewing on the 40th floor. At the head of a long, polished obsidian table stood Mr. Alastair Finch, the company's CEO. At 65, he was a man forged in the crucible of corporate warfare. His silver hair was impeccably styled, a stark contrast to the storm in his eyes. He wore a tailored suit of charcoal gray, a uniform for the battles he fought and won. His gaze, sharp and unforgiving, swept across the faces of his most brilliant engineers. They were the best in their field, handpicked from the most prestigious institutions, yet they sat before him like errant schoolboys. "Someone," Mr. Finch began, his voice a low growl that seemed to vibrate in the very bones of the room, "is going to tell me why our prototype is a $10 million paperweight." Now, a young, ambitious engineer named David Chun, the lead on Project Nightingale, cleared his throat. He was a prodigy, a man who had earned his doctorate in aeronautical engineering before his 30th birthday. But now, he looked like a man facing a firing squad. "Sir," David began, his voice strained, "the aerodynamics are unstable. We've run every simulation. The drone can't maintain altitude in high-velocity crosswinds.